So, good afternoon, folks. It's Sunday afternoon, 14th of June, and we're just heading down Holloway Bank, which leads from West Bromwich, the hilltop area, down to Wednesbury. Now, Holloway Bank used to be a steeper hill than this way back when, but then in the 19th century, Thomas Telford adapted the road to make it less steep for horses and carts to travel up and down. So I'm just going to stop in a second to show you something. Now, the building you can see in front of us is GS Fencing and Building Supplies and Builders Merchants. But you may be able to make out on the building the name The Fountain Inn. And the Fountain Inn has been here since the 19th century, and it was a coaching inn. So basically, people could bring their horses here and rest their horses before they continued their ascent up Holloway Bank towards Hilltop and West Bromwich, and also stay overnight and have a drink or two while they're here, no doubt. But it remained the Fountain Inn for well over 100 years, but like a lot of pubs in Wednesbury and West Bromwich, couldn't maintain its trade, and it hasn't traded as a pub now for around about 20, 25 years. So we're just coming down now into the Wednesbury area, and we're going to turn off to our left shortly. It's still a bit breezy. The breeze was supposed to have dropped down overnight, but it's all fairly breezy. Hopefully you'll hear me a bit better once I turn off this main road. So we're going to take a left here into Potter's Lane, which used to be home to a lot more industry than it is these days. The building you can see in front of us, which says Eliza Tinsley, used to be part of GKN, but GKN certainly isn't the company that it used to be when it was originally Guestkeen and Nettlefolds. So just making our way up Potter's Lane. I'm going to stop shortly. As you can see, lots of little units now, like car businesses. And this used to be the site of a crossing for the railway. As I said, this is Potter's Lane that we're in currently, and it doesn't get its name from Hogwarts and the world of wizardry. In fact, it's named after one of the trades many people don't know that Wednesbury is famous for, and that is Wednesbury ware, which was a style of pottery made in the area. Around the 1420s, layers of clay were discovered between the coal seams which were being mined in the Wednesbury area, and this gave birth to the pottery industry in the town. Many of the pots made in the area were decorated with skip, and this was a reddish earth which was found locally in the Tipton area. Later in the 17th century, Wednesbury ware was being sold as far away as Worcestershire, while the white clay which could be found at the nearby Monway field was used to make tobacco pipes, because obviously tobacco and pipe smoking was a lot more popular back then than cigarettes. So yeah, that's where the name Potter's Lane comes from. So we're continuing up Potter's Lane and going towards a junction. Seems to be a lot of drumming going on to our left. Not quite sure what that is. Some form of band, perhaps. Oh yeah. Just got a band practicing there on the car park in front of us. Seems to have stopped now I've pulled up. Always the way, isn't it? So we're now on the cycleway in Victoria Street. So, as I say, we're in Victoria Street, and to our right you can see Stafford Street. Right, so we're at the junction of Victoria Street and Stafford Street, and this used to be home to one of the major employers in Wednesbury, and that was Hickenbottom's Bakery. And the business was founded by Samuel and Martha Hickenbottom in the late 19th century, and it started life from a handcart operation in 1893, which traded in Lower High Street in the town centre. Then later on, at the turn of the 20th century, the Hickenbottoms employed their first baker, and over the next 50 years the company grew, moving to new premises in Victoria Street. But then sadly in 1939, Samuel Hickenbottom died at the age of 69, and the bakery was taken over by his sons. Then in 1951 the company joined with Allied Bakeries Limited, but members of the family continued to be senior managers at the firm, but alas, the bakery finally closed in 1989 and none of the buildings exist any longer. So I'm just going to give way to the traffic. And we're crossing into Great Western Street. So I'm just going to take to the cycleway as indicated. Bandist on the right practicing. I think they're associated with the temple on our left. Right, so in front of us you can see a tram stop for the Midland Metro, which is Wednesbury Great Western Street. But beyond that, you can see a building, which I'm just going to tell you a bit about in a second. Now, the building in front of us is actually the Midland Metro hub or depot, and it's the centre of operations for the West Midlands Metro that runs from Wolverhampton to Birmingham, with Wednesbury being approximately halfway along the route, slightly nearer to Wolverhampton than Birmingham. And it's currently undergoing a multi-million pound expansion here at the depot, because it's got to facilitate extra trams which are going to run on the new line from Wednesbury to Dudley. And the new line from Wednesbury to Dudley, and then in the future to Brierley Hill, was scheduled to open last year. That was delayed. It's going to be early this year. Then it was going to be August this year, and now that's been cancelled. And the latest statement is hopefully it will open sometime later this year. So we're all waiting with bated breath, because this is the third or fourth delay. But apparently it's been dogged by various problems, signalling problems, etc. And the metro itself from Birmingham to Wolverhampton had to stop for a few days whilst they linked the track onto the new track. There goes the band again. So we're leaving the band behind, making our way down Great Western Street. Taking in the potholes of Wednesbury as we go. So I need to just go around the island and take to the subway. Right, so we're by the Metro Bridge, and in this area, excuse this noisy motorbike just going past. This used to be, in this area, the entrance to one of the major, if not biggest employer in Wednesbury at one stage, and that was the painting shaft, or as it was affectionately known to its workforce and the families, quite simply, the shaft. Now, the Painting Shaft and Axle Tree Company was established in 1840, and it was in operation for 140 years, employed hundreds of local people directly and many, many more indirectly. And the metalwork for Blackfriars Bridge down in London was built by the Painting Shaft, along with other famous bridges in Japan and South Africa. Due to the decline in steel production and the workforce having to join the steelworkers' strike in 1979, the business finally closed in 1980 with the loss of hundreds of jobs, and demolition of the factory building started in 1983, with the site later becoming Wednesbury Automotive Park in the late 1980s, early 90s. There was rumour at one stage of the site becoming Britain's answer to Disneyland, but that never actually happened. I do have family connections with the site. My father worked at the Painting Shaft from 1952 until its closure in 1980, and he was one of the last people to leave because, as part of the maintenance team, he was a maintenance engineer, and his final job, was to help dismantle the plant and pack it up ready so it could be shipped out for export. Yeah, and as we all know, ironically now, a lot of the steel that's having to be imported into the country is being made with plant and equipment that was exported from this country. And the family connection continued because my uncle worked alongside my dad, and my grandfather also worked at the shaft. And so the company was a very popular company. They had their own popular social club, which was adjacent to the factory in Leabrook Road. And the club actually survived after the closure of the factory, and it became a private enterprise for a number of years. But when the Black Country New Road was developed and the site was cleared, the club actually went. So yeah, one of Wednesbury's largest employers, if not its largest employer, gone but not forgotten. So we're just coming up to an area known as Ocker Hill, and Ocker Hill was well known for many years for its power station and its cooling towers. Obviously, with all the nearby coalfields, it made sense to have a power station in the area generating power for local industry, businesses and homes. But just going to turn into Blakely Wood Road. Oh, police car to our right, kicking off in Wednesbury. So yeah, this used to be the entrance to the power station, but as you can see now it's just a tree-lined road. A few houses at the end of it. But yes, the power station was here for a number of years. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this quick look at Potter's Lane and the Pattern Shaft site, and our ride back up through Ocker Hill. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, then please think about subscribing. When people subscribe to YouTube, it does give content creators the initiative to make more content, because obviously now people are watching. And if you've liked the video, please hit the like button, which is the thumbs up. And if you want to know when the next video is coming up, then hit the notification bell. There's been a couple of weeks break since I've posted a video because I've actually been away on holiday in Cornwall. But the weather was absolutely horrendous, so not really suitable for videoing. So hopefully, weather permitting, there should be another video next weekend. So until then folks, take care, watch Here You Go, bye for now.